Hey everyone. I was thinking recently about how we tend to react when we find out that someone doesn't find us attractive. And a lot of us have really unhelpful reactions that can almost be a bit absurd when you think about it. Because we so often take it incredibly personally and we get offended, or we fall into a minor depression, or we definitely take a hit to our egos and our self-esteem may lower a bit. But when you really get down to it, there isn't much point in us taking it personally, and here's why. We don't have any control over whether or not other people find us attractive. We don't. People are either going to find us attractive or they won't. It's literally 50-50. So we have no control over it. And you hear so often people say, you shouldn't worry about things you can't control. Yet when it comes to our own attractiveness, we certainly worry about it, right? So many people take that incredibly personally, but it's dumb that we do because, it's literally a 50-50 shot. So here's the thing. Here's the way you should think about people who don't find you attractive. Rather than taking it personally and feeling bad about yourself and taking that hit to your ego, think of it in this way instead. Think that person isn't a good match for me. Or you may even say that person isn't my type then. If they don't find me attractive, they're not my type. Because my type are people who find me attractive, right? That's what it should be at least, because you're not going to go anywhere with people who don't find you attractive. There's no future there. It's a dead end with them. But we so often take it really personally, and it's just dumb when you think about it, right? It really is, because we have no control over it, and we really shouldn't be offended over it, because it doesn't mean the rest of the world finds us unattractive. Certainly not. There's 7 billion other people out there. So there are bound to be tons of people who find you attractive, especially when you combine your personality with your looks. But obviously we all know that your looks are what get people in the door, your looks are what get your foot in the door with other people, but your personality is what makes them stay. So of course, your looks are going to matter quite a lot, but still, like I said, there will be plenty of people out there who will find you attractive. You just have to find them. So don't trip over people who don't, because, there's no point in it. Sure, sometimes it can suck. If you find that person attractive, if you're interested in them, and then you find out they don't find you attractive, that can suck, because you were hopeful. You were hoping that maybe you could create a little spark with that person, but suddenly you find out there's no spark at all because they don't find you attractive. And that's okay. But like I said, we need to think in that way more so that this person isn't a good match for me. They're not my type. Because the people who are your type are going to find you attractive. So, it's so interesting how we do that. What got me into this way of thinking was when I was visiting my parents. I don't remember exactly how I got on this subject, but I remember talking about how we're not in control of who finds us attractive, because we're not. And I was thinking specifically of this one situation back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015. I was working at a coffee shop, and this customer came up to share some gossip with me. I don't know why. You'll see it's rather funny that he did this, because it's stupid. But there were these 2 girls that came into the coffee shop, and they were talking about me, and one of them said she found me attractive, and she asked her friend whether or not she found me attractive as well, and her friend said no. And this male customer shared that story with me because he overheard their conversation, and I don't know why he shared it. I don't know what his goal was, because that's kind of a weird thing to share. But I remember at the time I was like, okay, why are you telling me this? And I can't remember if I took it a bit of personally or not. I may have. I don't remember. It was a while ago. But thinking back on it in modern times now, I realized just how funny that was, because that was literally showing how it's 50-50 whether or not someone finds us attractive. Either they do or they don't. And we have no control over it. It's 50-50. So one of the 2 girls found me attractive, the other didn't. Just stupid. But we so often take that personally, and we really shouldn't. Like I said before, it can suck immensely when we're really interested in someone and they don't find us attractive. But we have no control over that. So Just try not to lose any sleep over it. Don't let it make you think that the rest of the world finds you unattractive, because that's just not true at all. And be very careful here that your standards aren't too high either, because if you're consistently finding that people don't find you attractive, you may have too high of standards. So just be careful there that you're not shooting yourself in the foot before you even go out into the world to try to meet people. But most of us aren't really going to have a problem with that. So yeah, guys, I mean, don't sweat it when people don't find you attractive. It's really 50-50. You have no control over it. It doesn't mean you're unwanted to the rest of the world. None of that crap. So yeah, it's just something that we all need to think about more often, is that person isn't a good match for us. They're not our type, because if they were, they'd find us attractive. But since they don't, well, there's no future there. So don't lose any sleep over it, and just keep going. You will eventually find people who will find you attractive, and as you should. Don't waste any time on the ones who don't. I just want to make this video because I realize so many of us think in those unhelpful ways, and it's not good. I know when I was younger, like in middle school and high school, I used to take it really personally when girls I was attracted to didn't find me attractive. I thought it was like the worst thing in the world, because my my self-esteem was so low that I needed any validation I could find. And if a woman didn't, or back then they were girls, if a girl didn't find me attractive, it was like taking a dagger to the heart for me. But now, thankfully, I've worked on myself enough that my self-esteem is high enough that it's like, why even sweat it? You're bound to find other people who will find you attractive. So yeah, this video is getting too long. But I tend to ramble in these car videos. So yeah, guys, just remember, if someone doesn't find you attractive, don't take it personally. Just remind yourself this person isn't your type. They just aren't a good match for you, because the people who are going to be good for you are going to find you attractive. And you shouldn't try to force anything with someone who doesn't find you attractive, because it's just a dead end. That's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, it's pretty much all I have to say in this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe. Otherwise, like the video. That's the easiest way you can help me out. And let me know your thoughts on this. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. And yeah, hopefully this way of thinking is helpful to you. And remember, guys, we're all in this journey together. So the most important thing is that you keep going, keep moving forward, and just keep reminding yourself that if someone doesn't find you attractive, it doesn't mean that you have no value to the world. It doesn't mean that you're unwanted or unlovable. None of that BS. It literally just means that one person finds you unattractive. But that doesn't mean that everyone else out there does as well. You'll find people who will like you for who you are. Heck, you may even find people who are completely head over heels for you. People who think you're like the greatest person in the world. So just don't give up hope over the ones who don't fall into that category, because soon enough you will meet people just like that who will like you for who you are. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Arrivederci!